Hey, welcome back everyone to another video. Today we're rolling with another 1v1 in the ranked server. After the last two brutal losses to Meow 7 and after a few good days to ponder what happened, we are back for some more pain versus GrimJob, another elite player. Want to shout out Fantastic for being our neutral host here and to allow Grim and I to actually get these games in when possible. Dedicated servers are a dream of ours. Maybe one day we'll be blessed with them, but anyways, let's get on into this one. So we are playing on the Oosterbeek map. Grim actually selected this one in the ranked queue, so it is his choice. This is definitely a map that has given myself a little trouble, unfortunately. For anyone that watches General Wiener or Beast of the East, we've got a pretty devastating loss on this map to him as well, and we were playing as the same doctrine. So we are playing as Germany, and we are going all around. Grim is playing as the British, and he is going as the irregular doctrine. So the dreaded irregular doctrine, we are going up against it. We will have to see if we're able to figure out a plan here to counter the Churchill, because that is the bane of my existence at this point. So hopefully we can do something here. But as we can see, I am rushing out 2 Grenadier squads, and my plan to start, I'm gonna go heavy on the right side of the map, as this is kind of my main point of attack for the most part. So I want to control my home point and then push from the right side. Grim has 2 squads right off the bat straight into the middle. He is not actually capping his home point yet, so as long as we can cap this one, we are potentially going to go 1-1 for points. And he's got, looks like, a couple singles coming out onto our point, but I am going to push my second squad out as far as I can, and I want to press the advantage there. And then I am calling in my third Grenadier squad, and I'm going to now go on the left side of kind of that main central highway, MSR, and kind of push in on the left side of the point. My whole plan is to funnel as much infantry into the middle. I'm not really going to go for Grim's point, and I'm going to try to play for time as much as I can on this one. So I think if I can get to tier 3 and get to the Yag Panther or even the Stukazufus, might have a chance. I just can't let Grim get too big of a lead early. So everything here is about time. And as we can see, he's already taken advantage with our kind of lack of infantry up until this point on the left by pushing up very far. So he's already kind of in this compound up ahead, but hopefully we can kind of weasel our way up there and get him out. So at nearly the 3-minute mark, I am going to call on a half track to have some support, trying to help out the middle. I'm going to rush that thing right up the main road. I'm going to take out the flanker that Grim had and kind of push my guy up as well. And I'm going to get another squad into the center when I can. Cheap squads, pulling out the rifle grenadiers, getting rid of their regular rifles and just using the grenade rifle launcher for the extra damage on them. And splitting off the MG and assistant as always too. So we're getting some pretty nice grenades here on Grim's guys in the middle. And the half track's doing an okay job at suppressing at the very least. We're slightly able to push up here on the left. We do get a crew shot from a Piat. Looking at where that thing landed on the road, looks like Grim was probably a centimeter off from wiping the half track, so that would have absolutely blown it up. So we're very fortunate, very lucky. We've got a couple guys in this building. I figured that Panzerfaust would have been able to take him out. It does not. It doesn't even dent the brick. And we'll get some grenades into the building to get these guys out of there. And we've done a pretty good job at chipping away at Grim's guys. I'm seeing a lot of dead bodies for the Commonwealth here in the middle. So hopefully we can continue the push and kind of flip the cap weight here, which we do a decent job already. With everyone in, we're already kind of flipping it. And now with some well-placed grenades, we're going to fully kind of take them out. And that guy on the right is the Piat. So I absolutely wanted that guy gone. So I'm going to call in some Fusiliers, all SMG guys. I want to utilize their speed first to get up here, but also the SMGs once they're here, with the MP40s for kind of the close range. And with the 5-minute mark, I'm going to bring in the Puma. I'm going to preemptively call it in, considering he's irregular. And he's probably going to go with the Locust, Little John. I don't know if I've seen, playing against Grim, I don't know if I've seen him go with the carriers. So I am kind of preemptively assuming, which could be an issue. But either way, the Puma should be able to deal with it. And we do see the Locust come up, so I'm going to try to get the half track out of the way. And I'm already going to try to counter with the Puma if I can. I'm going to try to play it a little safe, and I am even going to smoke out on the side to see if I can get a little cheat advantage. We take a shot, we do hit a tree. He was backing up anyway out of our range, so we wouldn't have been able to do much. And considering he's going to play passive now, we'll just kind of pull the Puma back. But our Fusiliers are into the middle, and those SMGs should be able to do quite a nice bit of damage, considering their stopping power at close range, close quarters. So I'm going to move up as far as I can in the point. I don't want to be complacent, just holding the backside where we would be. So we're going to push as far as we can and try to keep Grim out of the point as long as we can. As we can see, these things just shred the MP40s. Oh my gosh. Absolutely annihilating those guys in the building. And I'm going to get a couple extra guys out on my right, as the line has kind of thinned on that side. And I'll get a guy out on the left as well, just to make sure my spawn is protected and there's no sneak Piats coming up behind me. Especially once we get into the later tiers. I don't want anything crawling around when a Stuka Zufus or a Jagdpanther is running around. But we've got a pretty nice hold. Pretty nice hold. So far the plan's absolutely working out to what I would hope for at this point in the game. I want to try to get this Piat. That was my initial plan. This Piat's so deadly. So good too. I'm trying to click on the body disappears right right as we get to it. Piat's still there, and thankfully it is loaded with a shot, so might as well try to just run this guy up. He's got some smoke in the way. You know, there are guys, so he probably has line of sight, but maybe we can get this guy up and luckily get a shot, but he just gets out of the way. I think if he didn't move, he would have been in range, because that was 75, so I think we would have been close. But we're going to slowly move up to some better positions on the left. And since we didn't hit anything, I'm going to get this guy into the church. That church tower is fantastic. So if you can get a guy in there on either Axis or Allied side, crazy viewpoint. And it's so hard to get a guy out of there. You kind of have to use HE, some type of heavy HE to do so. I don't even think like a Puma HE would do it. But yeah, as we can see on the mini map, my guy in that window can see right into Grim's point. So I know there's pretty much nothing around on that side right now. So definitely a great vantage point. Any of the finest hour maps that have that, definitely recommend trying to get a guy up in there. And you can go up even higher than where I put my guy. But anyway, we'll pull up the half track here. We're going to try to stem the flow on this side just a bit. And we do have reinforcements coming into the middle as well. Another Grenadier squad. I notice the Locust is far in the back on the left side towards the south, so I am going to bring up the Puma a little bit and try to utilize the HE. But I do take them off the ammo lock. Normally I lock most of my tier 1, and I mean most of my vehicles, I guess, in general, to just use AP. So we do switch that up at this point, just to kind of get a little bit of support here. But we do lose the half track to the Locust. It's got a nice angle, nice shot on us. So it does go down. And he is focus firing it. So before it goes down, I'm going to try to get the belt-fed MG out of it, which we do manage. So we do secure a belt-fed MG42. And we're even able to get the regular MG42 with a smaller clip as well. So 2 extra MGs out on the field, which is great. And so far, Grim has pretty much just continued to flood the southeast side. Definitely seems like that's his avenue of attack at this point. There hasn't been much pressure on the west side. Very minimal, at least. So we're kind of able to just continue funneling in infantry into the middle at this point, even with him pushing up through some of these alleyways. But we've got really nice positioning, thankfully, here. So this should definitely be beneficial to us. And as we can see, Grim, now the benefit of this church tower, we're going to get this guy all the way up to, we can see that he's got a full squad sitting on his point. So I don't know if he saw the one guy, or if he knows the one guy's in the church tower, and he's just playing it safe because he assumes that there's more guys around there or what, but we'll take it. It's kind of working to our advantage. It's kind of dedicating a full squad to defense instead of pushing up and attacking, which is really nice for us. So we've got some Gebrig-Jägers coming into the point, higher cap value, higher accuracy, higher health. So this should hopefully reinforce the boys here for a bit. And we can see on the left that Grim is now moving up that squad. And we get a pretty nice grenade. Yeah, we get one. See if the second grenade maybe does a little bit more. We do get another one. Not from the grenade though, but yeah, that precious couple, maybe minute or two, has definitely allowed us to kind of press the advantage here, since we are now close to 500. So this is going in all truthfulness way better than I would have expected. And we did split up the Gebrig-Jäger as well. I wanted to kind of get them on either side of the point, just to kind of hold and reinforce. And as you can see, I also brought up an ammo crate, trying to keep the rifle grenadiers and MP42s around the point stocked as much as I can. So I got it down in the valley in a place where they shouldn't be able to, where Grim can't really hit it for the most part. So should be pretty good there, just to kind of restock the guys. And as we can see, there's a mass Exodus going back to the point to restock and refill. Just kind of crazy. Gotta make sure everyone's got ammo. But we do call in a second half track. I want to kind of replicate what we did with the first one and just kind of use it as a deterrent and mobile MG42. So it is over on the left. And Grim is making a very concentrated push into the center at this point, as he has flipped it. We did pull a couple guys out though, so I kind of gave up our advantage in terms of numbers and kind of held positions, unfortunately. But we are going to try to get some grenades in, but we unfortunately go down. So we'll smoke out. Try to press the advantage if we can. And every so often I just check the fog of war just to see if there's a vehicle or anything coming. Just in case. We're getting close to the 15-minute mark, so I know I've got limited time before the real pain arrives. And then I really need to kind of figure something out. But we're doing pretty good for what I'd kind of expect, even though we do lose the half track to the Locust yet again. So that didn't do too much, but we are able to sneak out the MG42 again, although we don't get the ammo this time, which is kind of unfortunate. Grim does set it on fire way quicker than I would have hoped. But we'll call in some more Fusiliers. And early in the game as well, I did establish a AT team in the middle, just in case. If I somehow can keep them alive and the Churchill pushes right down the main road, I might try to take a nice shot at it if possible. But I'm trying to be as prepared as I can. It's a very hotly contested middle point, and looking at the mini-map, I do see Grim is also making a push on our point finally. So looks like we took out a couple guys in their advance. There's a couple more guys laying around here. We do get one before we unfortunately get gunned down. So we will reposition the MG42 team, and we're going to call in some Volksgrenadier to reinforce that side with the 15-minute mark upon us. Whole plan is to not lose the home point. If I can keep playing for time, like I said, in the middle, I'm more than happy to do that. Just cannot whatsoever lose the home point. Losing the home point, as we saw against Meow in the last game, was where I just kind of threw in the towel. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but so far so good. Doing pretty well. Pretty well. So we got some Gewerkschaft coming. I'm going to spread these guys out as well to kind of get a little bit better vision. And again, just higher cap weight, higher infantry. This is one of the German doctrines that I'd say it's actually okay to kind of spam out lower tier infantry, so the Volksgrenadier squads, just because of what they come with. The rifle grenades and then the MG42s, or the MG42 in it. And they're cheap, so it's probably one of the better low tier squads to spam. Other doctrines, you probably don't want to spam low tier squads. So they kind of eat up your CP, and obviously they're not that good. So like, I know people rave about the Volkssturm in the defensive doctrine. I don't like Volkssturm. I don't think they're that good. But these guys I do. But it's good to have like a good mix. So go elite infantry, tier 2, tier 3, and then, you know, kind of funnel in some lower tier guys when needed. Just kind of fill in the ranks. And with the Churchill Mark 8 out on the field, we are going to start, in my anticipation, quickly losing our infantry in the middle. So I did preemptively call in an officer as well to reinforce my cap weight in the middle. I'm going to try to hold it as long as I can. So we'll see what we can do. But that Churchill, it's in a pretty good position to kind of counter the middle. And any push, if I even thought of doing one on the left. So definitely no point at this point going for it now. But we're going to try to press our advantage on this right side and continue moving up some of this infantry. Again, all about diverting Grim. That squad that he's got across that road is now kind of being hit from two sides, straight down the road, and then from these guys coming from the west, even though there's only a couple. And it is going to force Grim to kind of divert resources to that side to try to deal with them. So the Churchill helps us out there, which is kind of nice. We'll take that. Destroy that foxhole for us. Grim's got a couple guys with flamethrowers hanging around the point. So very deadly. It's an elite tier 3 call-in for that doctrine. They come with 3 flamethrowers and 2 SMG guys, so trying to take them out. I do see another one. We're actually gonna direct control Faust this guy, because I absolutely do not want to deal with that. And it looks like Grim also decides to move him up at the same time, so we get a little probably direct control action there. We're just a little bit quicker with the Faust, although he does have yet another flamer hanging out. It looks like he's called in a full squad and a half track as well to join the fray. And our guys being so far out, we kind of have some pretty nice vision here. So I'm going to move the Puma over onto the left. I want to try to counter the half track if I can. I know I'm not going to be able to do anything against the Churchill, but I do have the Jagdpanzer 4 out just in case I can get into a long-range duel with it. My goal is to try to track it, and then if I can get further onto the, if I can track it in a decent position, my whole goal with holding the right side as much as possible is to then be able to push into the open field, kind of a little bit past the midpoint, and then try to get a side shot on it. But Puma takes out the Churchill, or, whoa, I wish. Puma takes out the half track, and we're quick enough to kind of sneak away, get out of there. We've got quite a nice reserve of MP, sitting just under 700 now. And we've got a pretty good hold on middle especially, so I can honestly kind of save at this point and just kind of keep funneling in maybe even low tier squads. So we are really holding it down. And we've got Grim very nervous because he's grenading pretty much everywhere that our guys have been, kind of behind these walls, which is, I mean, smart play. You never know. But yeah, I'm just thinking at this point, like, saving up for Panther, Tiger, one or the other. As long as I can continue holding. And even if I lose middle at this point, I can still play for time. You know, it's 700. Grim's got quite a way to go to catch up to me. That I can bank. I can kind of continue this bank for a heavy MP tank. I normally wouldn't recommend it, especially against this doctrine, but we've thankfully put ourselves in a great position. Minus this guy. This officer is just suicidal. No idea what he's doing. Didn't ask him to go up there. Asked him to go down here. He decided to crawl up there. Thank God Grim didn't see that. Or maybe he did, and he was trying to right there, and we were just lucky to catch it. But we got to get that guy down below. But now I do fear Grim knows there's an officer, so I'm expecting grenades to start coming over. It looks like he might even be trying. I got through something. I saw slight motion on that side. So we're going to throw some grenades of our own down there, try to take his guys out before they can push up on that right side, or his left side, and get across that embankment. And we also need to get these guys some more ammo, unfortunately. But I know the ammo crates are running slightly low, so we'll push them up and try to get vision and line of sight. And we can see the flamethrower over there is doing some work for Grim. But Churchill's in kind of an interesting position where I might be able to get a flank on it. So I do decide to smoke out this side of the map. And right as I decide to move, Grim actually pulls up too. So he's in range and we're out of his range. I bounced the first shot because of the track guard. I'm bouncing again. I got to get a bit lower. I decide to make it just fire on its own, because I did call in a squad to go here. We do get a hit on it. I have no idea what that does, but I did see it. But by kind of right-clicking the Churchill, this thing does move up, and Grim also moves up as well. So now I'm trying to back out to avoid losing this thing, because that Churchill will absolutely hole crush me. One hit already crew shocks me. Jagdpanzer's yellow now, so the whole integrity is decreasing. We get another shot off. I'm trying to look if I tracked him. I did not, unfortunately. We are out of his range now, so we don't really have to worry about another shot from him unless he pushes, and probably not the best idea with all the Panzerfaust I have lying around. And the Shrek as well still there. I've got options. But he's kind of taking advantage of that duel that we had to now not only dig in with sandbags, he's got engineers and he is placing sandbags on that top part of this point. But he's also pushed up pretty far with this infantry here, this parachute infantry. But thankfully, with all our saved MP, we were able to just get a second secondary Gebersjäger squad in there. And we are going to call in another Volksgrenadier squad onto the right side to protect ourselves. And mainly the officer. Do not want to lose him. But at just about nearly at the 25-minute mark, we've got a very commanding lead now. And I'm actually feeling very confident compared to the last time I played on this map against Beast of the East. So, doing fairly good. Strategy definitely seems to work at least. So, whether I can replicate it, that's the question. Grim may also be playing a little too passive, I think, with the Churchill. But we do see here an RD Observer strike come in, so he actually calls in an RD Observer. I try to get the officer deep in the bridge as far as I can. And I'm just kind of praying at this point that he doesn't die from barrage. So it's going to all be down to luck. And with the secondary Volksgrenadier squad, we're going to dig in on this side of the point, and we'll end up pushing up past it as well. Get into these trenches, or not trenches, but these foxholes, and down this side where Grim's probably hiding. But yeah, he probably should have been a little more aggressive, I think, with the Churchill. That thing is a tank. There's not much that can handle it. I don't know. I still think he's in a good position to get my infantry out of there. But with the officer and my positioning, it's just really difficult for him to kind of get me out of this point now. And how quickly we're ticking up, this should, in theory, be game, unless he somehow manages to decap us. But I don't know if he's going to be able to, because we have so many angles, and it's going to be nigh impossible for him to get into this point now. So yeah, that should be it. GG's, Grim. Definitely a well-played game. Like I was saying, I think maybe just a little bit more aggressive with the Churchill. Once that thing came out, it would have in theory put me on the back foot from the get-go. So I think just a little bit more aggressive there could have probably turned this around. But, you know, at tier 3, who knows what would have happened. But well played either way. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I do promise next up is going to be a team game, either 2v2 or a 3v3, and I am going to be playing as the Soviets as requested, so stay tuned.